Hi, welcome to ABC Office. My name is Cynthia, and this is the first week of our Do You Know series. We'll be talking about vacuum chamber machines today and the different applications and what it's used for. Our vacuum chamber machines are typically used for a variety of different industries, more restaurants, pizzas, uh, fish and game. We've got home use too for hunting and fishing and just to vacuum seal and preserve just about anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be food. And to preserve anything that you need preserved that you don't want um, damage or spoilage. Today we've got the MVS 31X that we're going to work on, and majority of your vacuum chamber machines all do have to be calibrated to the altitude that you currently live in. So what I'm going to start first to show you how to calibrate this vacuum chamber machine. What you're going to really want to do is there's an on and off button in the back. You're going to lift up the lid. You want to press the up and down arrow key at the exact same time and turn your machine on. What you're looking for is you're going to hold it until you see the letter CAL, which means calibration, and then you're just going to close the lid. What it's going to do is it'll automatically start itself in just a few minutes, or a few seconds I should say. And what you're doing is you're watching the numbers as it counts up, and what that's doing is it's counting the different or the actual altitude that you are at. When it actually starts to slow down, you'll notice the numbers are slowing down. Once it slows down and basically comes to a stop where the numbers aren't actually moving up anymore, you're going to want to remember that number. For example, on our machine right now, it's 290. So what I did is I hit the S button or select button, and it's at 290. What we have to do now is turn the machine back off, and what you're going to want to do is redo the same exact steps. But this time we're actually going to hit the S button 5 digits below. So for example, ours was at 290, we're going to stop it at 285. So we want to hit the up and down arrow keys, turn your machine back on, holding the buttons. We're waiting for the letters CAL to come up. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Let's try that again. There we go. So we got CAL for calibration. You just close the lid back up. Now all you're going to do is wait for it to start again, and then as soon as the numbers read, like for ours example was 290, so it'll be 285, you're going to want to hit the S or the select button. So you just want to keep an eye on it, and at this point, once we actually hit the actual stop button, it will calibrate it to your altitude that you are currently at. Now, the vacuum chamber machines come in multiple different ways. You've got the different sizes based on the chamber sizes based on the product that you are doing. We have single seal bars. Some of them have dual seal bars so that you can do twice the amount that you're doing. And then the seal bars themselves have different options. You have what typically comes with it is a flat wire and a round wire. The round wire is your cut wire. You can get the seal bars with 2 flat wires. Typically that's used more for liquids. That way it's double sealed to make sure that nothing actually leaks out of a bag. And then of course you've got your vacuum seal bags come in different sizes based on whatever type of product that you are doing. So now that we've calibrated the machine, most of your vacuum sealers will have a certain number of actual programmable channels. This one has, the MVS 31X actually can go up to 9 different programs that you can do. And you can program them based on the different products that you are doing. That way you're not having to change the settings every time you're changing your product. The other thing that this, I almost forgot to mention, that this you can do is what they call an inert gas kit. And what it is you would connect a nitrogen tank to it. For example, if you're doing like potato chips, to be able to put air back into the bag so that it doesn't crush your product. You can also set your programs to how much air you actually want sucked out of the machine. If you need it where it's very, very tight, and like doing meats or cheeses, things like that that aren't so porous or fragile, you want to be able to pull out 99.9% of the air. But you can adjust it to only take 80% or 50% or 40% of the air out, depending on what actual product you're doing. So if you're doing breads or muffins or cookies or things like that, you don't want to pull all the air out because you will crush your product. On this particular machine, what comes with it is what they consider these white filler plates. On the normal one they're flat. You've got 3 of them that are probably about 3/4 inches thick, and I believe one that's 1/2 inch. They do have a specific one for liquids, which you can order also if you're doing specifically liquids. The whole purpose of these filler plates is so that the product that you're actually doing, you want it as close to level to the seal bar as possible. That way your machine isn't trying to remove all the air that's in here, for example, a small little product. So by doing this, what this does is it keeps your machine from having to overwork. So, and here's the last one, which is the thinner one. That way you can mix and match depending on what you're doing. Currently, right now, I have the product too high. So what I want to do is change this over, and you will see that it kind of drops it down, and it makes it pretty much level. It doesn't have to be completely even, but you want it as close enough to the top of your product to the top of the seal bar. So what I'm going to do is, for the sake of time, I have already pre-programmed the vacuum chamber machine. Currently on the first one, what you want to do is, once you've put your product in the bag, is you want to make sure that the edge of the opening is on the seal bar, and you want to push the bag down so that the bag actually goes between the bar and the inside chamber of your vacuum machine. Then you're going to want to is close the lid, and we have it set on program 1, which means it will remove 99.9% of the air that's in there. You hit your start button. As you can see, it's counting up, and what it's doing is counting up to get to the point where it's telling the machine, okay, this is where we need it to be. This is what they've got it set at. We had it set at so that it removes the majority of all the product, the air for the product. Okay. So, being that we removed all the air out of the product, you could see how this product was actually more crushed. So that's why I said for meats, cheeses, harder objects, you're going to want to. Your seal is right here, is the seal, and then this is the cutoff line, which is the round one. And the whole purpose to that is actually just to remove the top part of it so that it actually creates a closer cut to the seal line. So let me move on. I gotta remove this. Now the next thing I'm gonna the next thing I want to do is what we want to do now is we're going to change this to program 3. What I've done in program 3 is actually we're going to remove less air so that you can see that it's not going to crush what we're actually doing. So I'm not going to be removing completely all of the air out. And I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, so as you can see, it's still shrink wrapped, you know, vacuum sealed to your product. But what it's done is it actually has not crushed the product that you are doing, especially like if you're doing very delicate. You still have the same cut wire there so that you can make your package look much better. And you, like I said, you can program this 9 different programs depending on what actually your product is doing. What you're going to want to do is actually give us a call. You can call us at our 800 number, which is 1-800-658-8788, or you can email us abcoffice.com. What we'll need to know is basically what size product, how tall it is, how wide it is, whether you're going to need two dual bars, so that we can actually get you the right vacuum seal, vacuum chamber machine for the product that you're doing. If you've got any questions, like I said, give us a call or email us. Thank you for watching. Hope this helped with you in picking out a vacuum chamber machine that you might need or answer any of your questions. Thanks for